Hey guys, welcome to the new cave. So today I thought I'd give you a quick unfinished tour of the cave and things to come. So hopefully you like this. So let's get to it. Howdy guys, welcome to the cave. I'm Mark and you're watching Blue Street Customs. Hey guys, so like I said, I'm going to give you an unfinished tour of the new cave. As you can see, there's stuff out here. That's all got to get cleaned up and drywall, things like that. I'm still working out in that section. But anyways, in here, obviously, if you follow my videos, the floor and everything is all done. The walls have been painted, things like that. But as for the cave, I've got all these milk crates. I've got a whole bunch of them right here, as you can see. Get them from the grocery store and stuff where my stepson works and that. And get them for free, but they make great shelving. So as you can see, like I got a whole stack of them here. Sorry about the light, but so you got the whole stack there. All right, in this cubby right here, where this opening is, I'm going to be building a wood shelf there, and it's going to be basically, what do you call, a wizard shelf. It'll have things like all kinds of bottles and stuff that I've collected over the last year or so, blue glass, things like that. And it's going to be basically potions and herbs and all that stuff that, an alchemist or a wizard would use. And that's what that shelf is going to get filled with. So those will be projects that I'll be making on the channel. And you guys can get to see as I build that stuff up. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can see when I get all these videos done and get them posted. So I got a lot of organizing yet to do. Some basic tools here and there, just kind of putting stuff and slowly organizing things. Things like I've got all my glues and stuff right here, most of them. A bunch of balsa wood and stuff that I'm still sorting through. Some more case tools like drill bits and heat gun, more drill bits, calipers, things like that. And just other stuff, empty cans, projects to be, some lighting and stuff like that, tea lights, rope lights. Just haven't sorted through everything yet. My drones are up there, kind of thing. Bunch of screws, some caulking, sealants and stuff. A lot of card stock, plastic stock, things like that, cardboard, camera stuff, like all my GoPros and things like that. Haven't fully sorted through everything, there's camera stand, things like that. Up there's some of the models that, that I've waiting to build, kind of thing. Paper cutters, one of my finished projects. There is kind of a slideshow video of that if you want to see that, because I built that before I started my channel. Put up a backdrop here and stuff, just to clean up that area for now. Over here we've got my computer and everything where I do all my stuff, all my editing, things like that. A few other little things here and there, nothing major. Computer and stuff is down underneath. Main thing is there is lots of room. And in the other room that I was in, I had maybe 3 foot by 2 foot of floor space. Well, you know what? As you can see, there is a hell of a lot more floor space here. So, beside the computer, I've got a station set up for doing my modeling and things like that, right? You can see like project cars and things like that are being done. I want to build a rack for my styrene, so there's going to be a video. I want to build a rack for all my balsa wood too, so that'll end up being a video. Keeps everything nicely organized. Obviously the paint rack, you can check that video out. I'll leave the link in the description for that. My Nova drag car that I'm in process of building. For now, I got a couple crates under here that I'm kind of storing some of the extra model stuff, but eventually I want to build like almost like a shelf unit under here, maybe one on this side as well. That side might be a little hard because of the heat register there. And then over here, I still got to put these two things up on the wall. That'll give me a little more counter space underneath and more access to my soldering iron and everything else. This isn't completely set up yet, but I still do use it a little bit. You know, got a shelf there, all my LEDs and everything are sitting there. My resistors are there. These are all like just your standard microchips and, you know, different things like that. So, you know, it keeps everything slightly organized. All my screws, magnets and stuff here. I know lighting's over here is a little bad, but I'm still working on that yet. You know, some power supplies, all kinds of different things. And like I said, I still got to finish sorting out. I got to set up my laser cutter yet. That's in the corner there. More stuff that I got to sort through for the electronics. This stuff on the wall here, I mean, this will all be covered, and I'll explain that in a few minutes here. All my paint and everything that's for the spray booth and painting models and everything else is all sitting here in the corner. My airbrush and air compressor. The air compressor will end up on the counter here. And if you probably haven't watched my video yet on the spray booth, that should be out very soon. Shows you how I made it, you know, what my plans are, kind of thing. But anyways, all that paint is going to go up on a shelf, and that shelf is going to start about as high as the window, and it's going to go straight across and meet up over there. And then above that, I'd say probably right about where that little gap is, there's going to be a cabinet. So I got to obviously build a cabinet, you know, a square cabinet all the way across, and that's going to go right across the door. And I'm thinking I might eventually continue right across up top there. So it'll be a sliding door cabinet. Of course, I'll paint them up and make them look cool. So all my, you know, like computers, extra computer stuff and this and that can go up in those cabinets. A bunch of those tools that I don't use very often can go up in the cabinets. You know, things I don't use very often, they can go up in there, be hidden, make the room look cleaner. Now over here, I've got still planning out to bring this project back now that I've got the space to do so. You can go check that out and get caught up on that so that you know where I'm at when I start posting more videos of it. I'll leave a link in the description for that. So anyways, as you can see, nice big counter space here. You know, I clear coated it with a polyurethane varnish type thing. So it's nice and durable now, not like a flat color like the rest of it, right? Now eventually here as well, I want to build some sort of shelving or drawers or something, maybe something there. I might replace this old desk and turn that into just a whole rack of shelves and drawers and stuff. Keep everything nice and neat. Be able to continue sorting out some of this stuff. And for now, I've got, you know, like all my XPS foam, you know, all my foam board is back there and everything. My plastic corrugated cardboard, bag of play sand for terrain and things like that. The vacuum, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it for now, but for now it's going to sit there. You know, a couple more boxes of electronic stuff that I got to go through. Now, also, as you can see, it's kind of temporarily decorated the back wall just to give my videos a little more flavor right now, for now. Working on this project, the D&D book Nook, you know, so make sure you hit that bell because that video is going to be coming out very soon too. Probably end up moving some of this because of a shelf and stuff like that, but temporarily it's up there, it's out of the way, it's not sitting all cluttered in a pile somewhere. Tripod and the camera there. Converted swing arm lamp. Right now over here, this is going to be the shelf for unfinished projects and projects to be worked on, like my Gasland stuff. I'm still working on that. That'll come back fairly soon. My wooden model ship. I want to get back at that. This here, that's the Hot Wheels diorama that I started. And of course here we've got all the, I've got more balsa wood and sticks and, dowels and everything in there. I've got some DOS clay and stuff, felt and thin EVA foam, a bunch of Hot Wheels for Gaslands, oil paints, the dreaded glitter box. As a crafter, you probably know that's like the herpes of the crafting world. You just can't get rid of it if you spill too much. Anyways, then there's like glass crystals and stuff like that there, twines, elastics, all kinds of different stuff. Then there's plant and terrain parts and stuff up here. It's all plastic and natural. More Hot Wheels and stuff. These are wood boxes and everything here. Of course, I've got some EVA foam mats up there. 2 booklets of colored construction paper. Bunch of boxes up here like minis, electrical fans for computers and stuff, and electric wires, all kinds of stuff there. On this one here is just some miscellaneous stuff, like tin foil, things like that. Some extra paper towels, my chalk pastels, and like I said, a lot of stuff still has to get sorted out yet and placed in different areas. I'll figure that out as I use it and see what I use lots of and when, how often, kind of thing. And that'll determine where things get put for ease of accessibility. Now, of course, here we got all our the flockings and stuff like that, and static grass applicators, things like that. Here is mostly my clay and everything, except for that stuff. That's, the frustration day projects. But yeah, all my Sculpey and air dry clay, things like that. These are resin molds, my glass and stuff for rolling my clay. Down here is mostly my resin stuff, all my colorings, weigh scales, things like that. Down here is just miscellaneous terrain stuff and some sponges, plaster, sifted dirt and sand, things like that. So that's where we're at on where everything is. Now, just to give you kind of a hint of what I'm doing, the whole room, I call it my cave. And what I'm trying to do is, in the long term, I want this to look like a wizard's tower or an alchemist room kind of thing, like a dungeon, castle walls, things like that. So once I've got everything built where I need it to be and shelving up whatever, all the walls are going to be covered with XPS foam. And what I'm going to do with the XPS foam is I'm going to carve out big rocks and make them look like giant stones, and I'm going to glue them to the wall from floor to ceiling. All right, all the way around. That's why I'm not worried about that, because that stuff's all going to get covered all the way around. Okay, but like I said, I kind of need my shelves up and things like that, so I know where all that stuff's going to be before I can start that. So the main wall is going to be kind of a cobblestone boulder look to it, right? Look up a castle on Google or whatever and kind of look at some of the styles of stonework on their walls. And you'll see and kind of understand what I'm looking for. Now, around the windows and stuff, they're going to be more of a square stone, okay? And those will be glued on to that window as well. And around the door, be that square stone, and then fill everything else in with the bigger rock kind of thing. In this spot, there's one electric heater there. Now, there's going to be one there, but what I'm looking to do is disguise that heater. So think of an old castle or something like that. Think of a big stone fireplace. So basically from right about there to almost the window, I build a hearth out about 6 inches or so, 8 inches off the floor, the height of the electric heater. Now, the hearth stone and stuff will probably make it look like slate, which is kind of a gray black, and I'll paint the heater to look exactly the same. so that the heater isn't under anything. It's still out in the open, but blends in with the hearth. Now, from there, of course, it's going to go up, and then it's going to angle in. Both sides, it'll go up and angle in, just like a fireplace would. And then a big stone chimney all the way up, right to the ceiling. So that there, I'll build it out, 6 to 8 inches. The hearth will be probably 14 inches, give or take, right? And inside, what I want to do is take some PC fans and kind of make like a fake fire with some LEDs, flickering LEDs and stuff like that. And the fans will blow like plastic tissue paper or whatever you want to call it, those plastic, really thin plastic tablecloths. So it almost looks like fire. Okay. So now you've got a fireplace with the heater. So you're actually getting heat from the fireplace, right? Getting heat from it. There'll be a fake fire in there, maybe decorated a bit with one of those big witches brewing pots or something like that. You know what I mean? Right? Hanging from a big steel rod. And then that'll be all covered with like a cobblestone instead. And that'll all be done out of EVA foam other than the wood structure to hold it all. So that's what I've got planned for there. That's going to decorate that. And of course, I got to kind of build that before I fill in the rest of the walls. Now on the ceiling, I'm just going to take sheets, 2x8 sheets, and make basically fake wood and go across the ceiling. All cover the entire ceiling, right? And that'll look like the wood floor of, say, the second floor, right? So the ceiling will be covered completely. That's why it's not painted. There's no need to. It's going to be covered. The reason I painted the walls is because once I put the stone up, that's going to look like the mortar behind, like in between each stone, right? Because all the stones will have to be painted and everything else. So that's kind of giving me my pre-paint of everything. Now, as far as lighting, once the ceiling is done with the styrofoam, which is why things are kind of the way they are right now, there's no point putting all these lighting up and have to take it all back down just to do the styrofoams. But in between the board cracks, right, I'm going to put LED lights. Now, I was originally going to use these LED strips, and I found that they are just not bright enough. So I found these ones. Now, obviously, you can see they're actually quite bright, but I think it's 20 lights, 20 light segments of 3 LEDs per segment. Now, I want to put 3 rows of those up, one over here, one down the center, and one over here. Now, that's just going to be main lighting. When this shelf is done, right here, this one that's going to go across, I want to take a set of those segment lights and put them underneath. And once you see the video for my spray booth, you'll understand that this switch and the power supply that's back there, the switch actually operates the power supply, and I put a switch here so that I can turn this on anytime I want. I don't want it running all the time when that switch is on, but that switch will also control the lighting under here, which will give me excellent lighting on the counter. Lamp is good enough there, and I'll probably get a second one or maybe make something for lighting on this side, right? So they can all be put in individually. So that's kind of where I'm at. Things may change a little bit depending on what's going on, how much money, you build things as you can. There we go, camera's focused. But anyways, if you have any suggestions on, storage or whatever, please feel free to leave comments down below. I'd love to read them. I'd love to hear your ideas. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. The styrofoam stone probably won't start for quite a while yet. Everything's been quite busy. I've been trying to get, the challenge car done, about that model I'm working on. I've got another vehicle down there that I'm working on. That one's going to be a diorama. I'm starting to bring back out the old projects that I wasn't able to continue working on in the small room because there was just no room. Now that I've got the space, I can bring them back out and finish them off for you guys so that you've got the pleasure of watching me finish everything. All right. So I guess I'll leave things there for now. So until next time, later.